is carried. This has got some interesting effective dates. There are two effective dates. For universities, August 1st, 2016, which is a year away. Okay? It's a year out. And for junior colleges, it's August 1, 2017. Don't ask me why. Somebody must have got a heck of a check in their campaign contribution because it makes no sense any other way. Actually, the junior colleges needed it more than the universities. It's actually easier to implement at the junior colleges than it is at the universities. It doesn't make sense. I don't know why, but these are the effective dates. As of the effective dates, a license holder may carry a concealed handgun on or about the license holder's person while the license holder is on the campus of an institution of higher education or private or independent institution of higher education in this state. Private colleges can opt out. Now, how many people know that you can conceal carry on university property today? How many think you can't? That's a better way to ask the question. You can conceal carry in the parking lot, on the sidewalks of a campus today. You just can't go inside one of those buildings. And you can't go to a sporting event or something like that. But you can conceal carry today. This law is going to allow you to conceal carry inside the buildings, the dorms, and the things of that nature. It doesn't change the prohibited areas. So you're still not going to be able to conceal carry in a collegiate sporting event. First, what can't colleges do? Because it's very important to understand this so that you can understand what they can do. Except as provided by subsection D or D1 or E, an institution of higher education or private or independent institution of higher education in this state may not adopt any rules, regulations, or other provisions prohibiting license holders from carrying handguns on the campus of the institution. The next section says the president or officer may not, and this is important, establish provisions that generally prohibit or have the effect of generally prohibiting license holders from carrying concealed handguns on the campus of the institution. So if you were to use your imagination, what do you think? Let's just use UT since they wanted to be at the front of this debate. Let's just use UT. What do you think UT is going to try and make off limits right out the hat?
Dorms.
Dorms. You got it. This law says they can't. What I just read right there says no way can they do that because that has the effect now of prohibiting them from concealed carrying. I sat through every minute of every debate at that legislature, sitting up there in those very uncomfortable chairs, and I listened to every word that was spoken, and I know the intent of this law. They were very clear. And if UT, and we're going to be looking for the colleges, we already have people ready to go. If any college makes a dorm off limits, they will be sued immediately. And they'll lose. And they'll have to pay court fees, and then they're going to have to remove that restriction. What can colleges do? Because the state did grant them rule-making authority. And if you're here from the college today, if you're representing a college today, I would recommend that you take back to your board of directors or however your structure is made, that you tread very lightly about how you wield the power that the state gave you. Because if it comes back to the legislature that colleges are abusing the authority that the state granted them, they will simply change it and take that authority away. An institution of higher education or private or independent institution of higher education in this state may establish rules, regulations, or other provisions concerning the storage of handguns in dormitories or other residential facilities. So, let's talk this through. What would be a good rule to make if I'm a CHL holder and I'm going to take my weapon off and leave it in my dorm? Lock it up. They could have a rule that they have to have a lockbox, whether it be a biometric or a combination or whatever it is they come up with. Who's going to be responsible for paying for that? The student. The college were saying this was going to cost us millions of dollars and cancer patients were going to die everywhere and the world was going to end if we had campus carry. It's not going to cost them that. The cost of the burden of the cost goes to the student, just like it does on us today. They cannot prohibit. After consulting, and I always make a little funny here, after consulting staff and faculty of the institution regarding the nature of the student population. That's got all kinds of connotations to it. We have no idea what that means. Specific safety considerations and the uniqueness of the campus environment, the president or other chief executive officer of an institution of higher education in this state shall establish reasonable rules, regulations, or other provisions regarding the carrying of concealed handguns by license holders on campus. Okay. This is important. So, the colleges are going to be allowed to make places off limits. One of the examples that was used was, well, we have this bio lab and it's got the methyl ethyl, it's going to kill everybody in the town if it gets out. And so we got to keep CHL holders out of there, even though we know the bad guys with the guns will come in anyway. So if they can justify a hazard of that nature, they can make that room off limits. What they can't do is, if that room is in a building, and in that building is underwater basket weaving and underwater muffin making, and just keep using your imagination, they can't make the whole building off limits. They can only make that room off limits. Another example that was thrown out there by the beloved Senator Whitmire was, well, are we going to allow them to take guns into the MRI room? I was like, I'm pretty sure every MRI I've ever gotten, I went in there naked. Just saying. Yeah. No metals allowed in the MRI room, right? You get undressed, you leave all your stuff in there, and you get the picture, right? Don't get that image in your head. All right, so.
You do good.
Yeah. So whatever area, room, whatever it is that they make off limits, they must put up a 30-06 sign. We all know how big campuses can get. Nobody's going to be able to keep up with all that. Nobody's going to be able to just walk up to a room and know if it's off limits or not. They're going to have to post a 30-06 sign. So when school starts in 2016, and if y'all want me to come back before college starts next year, I'll be glad to do that, just to review just this. You need to go walk it. You need to leave your gun in your car or whatever, go walk it, go find everything, go know where your 30-06 signs are so you never have to do that again. All right? They must post it. An institution of higher education shall widely distribute the rules, regulations, or other provisions described to the institution's student, staff, and faculty, including by prominently publishing the provisions on the Institute's internet website. We're going to be going over these with a fine-tooth comb. You need to educate yourself on the college rules that you're going to attend. If you have children attending that have a CHL, they need to educate themselves. And if you have a question or a doubt, contact us and we will help you. That's our job. If we find a college out there that is violating the intent of the law, we will take them to task and we will win.
So just a regular classroom, they can't put that up there. Just a regular classroom.
That is correct. If it's a regular classroom, they cannot put up a 30-06 sign. You can carry in your classroom to answer your question. Unless they got the methyl ethyl kill you stuff or whatever. Yes, sir.
What about, say, on campuses that have a hospital in them, the large ones?
That's a good question, actually, guys. And that's actually a little convoluted through the intent in that. I'm going to tell you that hospitals are still off limits by law if they post a 30-06 sign. So still, if it's a hospital, they can still make that hospital portion off limits. They can't make the entire campus off limits. They can't make the dorms off limits. They can make the hospital portion off limits. Yes, sir.
I assume that like you're talking about junior college, let's say Lone Star.
Yeah, Lone Star.
Okay, but Lone Star also has Sam Houston University in it. Now, I assume that it covers all of the buildings there for a junior college.
That is absolutely accurate. Yes, sir.
Does this apply to private colleges also?
Private colleges can opt out, and here's where that's going to get interesting. They're going to have to put up 30L6 signs everywhere. Why? Well, because I'm going to go and I'm going to be concealed carrying. By the way, this is empty. I know there's law enforcement in here. I'm going to be concealed carrying. When I go to Rice University, someone says, hey, come to Rice, I want to show you some things. I need your help on a project. I'm going to be like, all right, I'm on my way. Boom, I drive to Rice. I'm concealed carrying. I go to walk up to a big door to go in a building. If there ain't a 30L6 sign posted, I'm walking right in. It's got to be posted.
Does it have to be posted on the outer door, or can it be in all, every entrance?
It doesn't have to be every entrance. It has to be in a conspicuous place where it'll be seen by me. Not every hallway by any stretch of it. So if they have it on a main door where you would have to walk in the building, that means that entire building is off limits. Everybody understand? Okay.